Welcome to the Unesh value train. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I love it. Looks great on this. We're going to go and keep on this. So my cat's in my lap, and I'm trying to move my hand, and she's pulling my hand back down. Like, no, you don't mean to do that. But anyway, yes, welcome to the Unesh value train. Where, in fact, if you're not sure, you're encouraged to follow your dreams. I mean, look at Unesh. He's the pilot of the value train in outer space. Who would have thought that would have happened for him? But it did. He followed his dreams. Let's go and get the island down for turn one, and then anything else. Now we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We've got a pretty cool matchup. We have Azor the Lawbringer. So we've got Sphinx versus Sphinxes over here. See if we can't get a little bit of extra value from Unesh to help us kind of win the game. Hopefully that's what we're going to be going for, but let's go and start off with Unesh. So, we're playing Unesh, Creo Sphinx Sovereign, flying. Sphinx spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Whenever Unesh or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, really top 4 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles, put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Okay, an opponent's going to go for opt off of them. We're going to let them go through. We're playing against Azor, the Lawbringer. In fact, let's go and let them get their turn rolling, and then we'll go and cover Azor. Azor, the Lawbringer. It's going to be flying. Whenever Azor enters the battlefield, we can't cast instant or sorcery spells. Then, whenever Azor attacks, they may go for the fiction. They can go for the Sphinx Revelation off of that. Anything for 2 that we want to go for. Let's go and do this. Let's just go and get down the Lonely Sandbar, put it into play tapped. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We covered both commanders, free time, we can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be the value train. Unesh and I would like to very much thank you for riding on the value train today. I know there's a lot of different competitors out there as far as your choice of trip into outer space and also following your dreams. And so we certainly appreciate you taking the time to ride on our airline today. It's really nice and we really appreciate it. All right, so we got the Siren Stormcaller swinging in for 1, and then it's going to be sack it, counter target spell or an ability that targets you or a creature that you control. So we do have to watch out for that. See what we're drawn to Tularia West. Opponent is shields down on this one. Let's go and get down the island, and let's go and go for Urza's Incubator. That's going to be a lot of fun. We can follow it up with Kepnet's Monument too to get that reduced cost off a blue creature spell. So I'm going to get down Urza's Incubator. We're going to name Sphinx on this one. Let's see. And it's actually going to give a reduced cost to our opponent's deck, but let's see if we can't take advantage of it quicker before they can. Anything else, we're going to go and pass it. I had to double check real quick that was I know it was an older card, see if it was a global effect, and it is. So if you're new to Magic, and some of the older Magic cards, they have, typically the way they design Magic cards now is, let's say they made Urza's Incubator for a set for standard, it'd be creatures you control have 2 less to cast, but with Urza's Incubator, now that we named Sphinx, they're going to get a reduced cost off of Azor the Lawbringer. So let's see if they can't hit that. Unfortunately, looks like they're missing a little bit on that white mana. Draw to Sphinx of War Isle, and that's going to be a reduced cost, 2 less. Yeah, let's go to Jam Unesh. I think that sounds pretty good. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Loving it. Getting down Unesh on turn 4. We'll have Unesh enter the battlefield as long as our opponent doesn't have a counter spell with that 2 blue mana, and then we'll get this Factor Fiction pile going from there. It's going to be Ancient Tomb, Thought Vessel, and Island. Now, as far as how we want to split it up, we're actually pretty okay on blue mana. If our opponent's actually, I was about to say, whatever pile the Ancient Tomb's in, we'll take that one. But if they're going to put that much emphasis on Elder Deep Fiend, I'll definitely, oh, there we go. They're going to split it back up. Let's see what they go for. Okay, it's going to put us at Thought Vessel and Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I'm going to go and choose pile 2 on this one. Yeah, I like that. It's going to slowly start working towards that that Metalcraft for Ardent Sphinx, and that's just absolutely devastating in a deck like this. Anything else that we're going to go for? I think we might end up chunking the Tularia West. I think that's going to be our best bet. I mean, we have Unesh on the battlefield. We might probably end up getting rid of, Kepnet's Monument now that I think about it. Probably not going to be rolling that out anytime soon at this point right now. Now, as far as next turn goes, we've got Ancient Tomb, we have Thought Vessel. So once we get down Thought Vessel, we'll have no maximum hand size. And once we get that rolling, we can really start getting some of these Sphinxes out there. All right, draw to another island. I'm just going to get the Ancient Tomb down. Let's go and swing in for 4. See if our opponent wants to offer up the chump blocks on that Siren Storm Tamer. At least we'll be able to go ahead and get in for 4 combat damage, put them down to 26, and 4 total commander damage too. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get down the. Let's go and go for Thought Vessel. It's going to be 1, 2 off the Ancient Tomb, and that's going to be 2 total artifacts. So let's go and go for Sphinx of War Isle. That's going to be just total. Look at that. Just 2 blue mana. All right, we're going to go and get down the Unesh pile, and that is just absolutely devastating with the Urza's Incubator and the Unesh reduced cost on that one. All right, so we'll see how they want to split this pile up. Typically, when you're playing Unesh, one of the things that you pretty much always want to do in a situation like this is just to kind of keep that card advantage flowing. So we're going to go ahead and choose, well, do a Rite of Replication. Got the mana for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kind of like that Hedron Archive too. Now let's go and choose pile 1. I like that Arcane Denial. And Commandeer on top. Anything else? We can go for the Ardent Sphinx, but I think at this point I like leaving up Arcane Denial. You know, if we're probably playing against a blue-white control style deck, more than likely since we see Azor over there. Pull from tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to let our opponent go for that. We could go for the Arcane Denial. That would give them actually a little bit more card advantage over what they're looking for. And they did chunk the Hour of Revelation out of their hand. So, once again, a little bit tight on white mana. Hopefully, the Magic Gods will treat them okay, and they can find another white source to get down Azor the Lawbringer. Now, as far as next turn goes, we'll be able to get down Ardent Sphinx. If we can somehow find an additional artifact, ooh, yeah, let's go and go for Arcane Denial on that one. We only want to have Unesh on our side of the battlefield. All right, so we're going to go for that Arcane Denial. They're going to get 2 card draw for that, and then we'll still get ours going too. They're going to draw 2 cards. We'll be able to draw an additional card. That will put them on Azor next turn, though. Draw into Commandeer, and then we have got Panharmonicon on top. Okay, let's go ahead and get the island down. Yeah, let's go and go for Panharmonicon. That's going to be 1, 2. That's going to give us Metalcraft for Ardent Sphinx, and that's just going to be pretty nasty. Let's get down the Panharmonicon. Let's go ahead and opponent is tapped out. Let's go ahead and swing in for 9. And see, this is where the value train just Unesh gets really. He's kind of got a lead foot sometimes. He starts driving really fast. It's a little crazy sometimes. All right, we're going to put them down to 17. Let's go and go for the Ardent Sphinx. It's going to be 1, 2. Get the double factor fictions off that Panharmonicon, and then also. The Captain Unesh has turned on the fasten the seatbelt signs. We're going to be running into some unexpected value. So if you could leave those on, we'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. All right, let's go and choose pile 2 on this. I'm going to keep those Sphinxes going. It's going to be another factor fiction. And really at this point right now, we just kind of keep our hand open. We got Commandeer in the hand too, so we can start exiling some of the other stuff. Curator of Mysteries. We'll see how they want to split this one up. Let's go and grab pile 1 on this one. All right. Anything else that we want to go for? It's going to be 2 mana that we can leave up. No, I think we're going to go. We could go for the Amoeboid change. What a weird looking card. But I think we'll just go and leave that up. What we can do is we can go for that Ardent Sphinx if we want to. We can leave up Cyclonic Rift. We also have Commandeer to kind of stop whatever's going on. And then we can also go for the Exile ability to kind of get that bounce effect. Other than that, we're not going to be able to cast spells next turn. One thing that we can do with Cyclonic Rift is send everything back from our opponent's hand on the board back to their hand. At this point right now, we don't really have anything that's going to be able to target Azor, so we don't have to worry about that Siren Stormcaller, Storm Tamer. Do we want to go for the Ardent Sphinx? Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. You control 3 more artifacts. Let's go and do this. Let's go and go for the Ardent Sphinx. That's going to give us double factor fiction off this one. Once again, we're not going to be online for Cyclonic Rift, but at least we'll get that double factor fiction entering the battlefield. All right, so it's going to get that. Zor's going to put the Banehammer down on us. Not going to be able to cast any instant or sorceries next turn. We're not going to be able to swing into it, but at least we'll get that extra value going off of that. All right, look at that. We'll see our opponent wants to go for that. Now, with extra Planar Lens, that will turn our opponent's land online. So we're just going to go ahead and choose pile 2 on this one. Get down that Prognostic Sphinx, and then really start churning through our hand on this one. Let's go and choose pile 1 on this one. We'll put that into the hand. And then that is our upkeep. There we go. All right, we're going to draw into Shrine. And we're just an embarrassment of riches right now. We actually have some pretty good devotions. So let's go and get down Shrine. Let's go ahead and do this. I don't think we really want to swing into a 6/6 at this point right now. Let's just go and start rolling out our Sphinxes at this point right now. It's going to be double blue. Get that reduced cost. Discard a card. It's going to gain hexproof until end of turn. Whatever attacks, we're going to get the Scry 3 going too. Okay, let's go ahead and choose pile 2 on this one. Let's go ahead and get that other factor fiction going. Let's go ahead and choose pile 1 on this one. It's insane. I'm glad our opponent's being a really good sport about this one. I do want to leave up Counterspell on this one. Let's go ahead and get down one more. Let's go ahead and get down the Guardian, I think. Yeah, at this point, right? Yeah, we'll go and get down... we need to leave up double blue. Let's do this. Let's tap out Ancient Tomb, add Devotion to blue. Yeah, this is pretty gnarly. Let's get down the Grand Arbiter, or High Arbiter, A Arbiter, that's what matters. We'll go get down that. Let's go ahead and get rid of, ooh, yeah, we'll go and get rid of Settle the Wreckage. Or do we want to grab Negate? or remand. Let's go and, let's go and do this. Let's go and grab the Settle the Wreckage, because that would be pretty devastating to us. And get those Factor Fiction piles, and then we'll still roll out a few more Sphinxes from there. And then we'll go and pass the turn up, at least with Counterspell up at this point right now. Now, we are sitting at 52 cards in the deck, so we need to be a little bit careful. We'll go and choose pile 2 on this one. It's always good to have a little bit of extra protection. And then we'll see what else they get off the extra Sphinx pile off this one. Probably go and grab that Cryptic Command, whatever pile that goes for, or Stunt Double. We'll be able to flash that in if we want to. Let's go and choose pile 1. We did make the land drop for the turn. Still have a little bit extra mana left over. Let's go and get down the Sphinx of Ut-Hun. That's going to be some, just devastating on this one. Enters the battlefield because we're going to get that double. Now, we did make sure that we don't deck ourselves. Let's always yield to that, and then always yield. Get those going. Once again, really appreciate our opponent sticking this one out. We did see what was in their hand. I meant to write it down, but we just got a lot of stuff. We'll go ahead and grab the choose pile 2. I'm going to grab pile 2. Actually, we'll go and choose pile 1. We need to get a little bit more stuff in the hand. We'll go and grab that Imprisoned to the Moon. That'll allow us to kind of stop whatever our opponent's got going on. We can stop some of that. We'll choose pile 1. We'll get these last Factor Fiction pile. Now, we are getting to the point now to where if our opponent does draw to a board wipe, we're sitting at 30 cards. We're going to grab, choose pile 1. That Stubborn Denial will work out perfectly. All right, I think we're done. Yes, we're actually, and we can't cast any instant or sorceries. Okay, that mana is going to phase out. That's fine. Once again, we're not going to swing into Azor. Let's just go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. We have a lot of Sphinxes on the battlefield. We've got 26 cards left in the library, and hopefully we'll be able to swing in for some pretty good combat damage. But yes, that's exactly what the value train is designed to do. It's supposed to kind of go pretty hard in the paint, and got a lot of Sphinxes out there. In fact, let's go and do this. Let's go and go for the let's go for Pongify on Azor, and our opponent might end up, they had Remand and Negate in the hand, so we'll see if we can't use either one of those. They're going to go for the Siren, okay. At least we're going to force that issue. And then we can still go ahead and go for the Cyclonic Rift on Azor. That's going to force either Remand or Negate out of the hand too, once we kind of send that back. Okay, there we go. It's going to be a good sport. I'll still probably go ahead and post this video up, and we've got plenty of protection as far as next turn is concerned. Commandeer, we have Pact of Negation. I was going to get the land down for the turn. Let's go and push in with the whole crew. Good game, man. That's going to be at least 9. That's going to be 13, 16, 18 coming across. We're going to get the Scry 3 off the Sphinx, but we'll just go and put that on top for right now. There we go. All right, swinging with the whole crew, and that should be lethal. Good game to our opponent. Well, I don't want to say that first. Sometimes people... yeah, saying good game first. But there we go. All right, we're going to knock our opponent. That should be lethal. Puts him down to -9. I'll go ahead and post this video up in some form or fashion. Unfortunately, our opponent was stuck on lands for a little bit, and we just really ripped into Urza's Incubator and Panharmonicon. Pretty nasty. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.